They were talking about that too. Is like, do you think you have a 15-game lead? Do you think about the playoffs and obviously you do think about the playoffs, but you're not going to say it. But do you think about more specifically in this moment the Mets, the Braves, the like other teams outside the division, the Dodgers? Do you think about those teams and how you stack up against them at this point? And Cohen was like, absolutely you do, because I mean, you're not dumb, you're not blind, you have a 15-game lead. You don't want to take that for granted, but you also need to stack up against these other teams that you're going to have to go through, and you don't want to be naive and just ignore them. Like you have to see, like, okay, this is what the Astros have that we don't have, that we might be exposed to in a series against them, and that's what you saw right now. It's like Tyone had a great first half of the year up until this last month. That last month, it's you don't want to read too deeply into it because it's a small sample size on an entire half season of pretty good pitching, pretty almost dominant pitching by Tyone. But like I said, you're starting to look at those things as you've afforded yourself with this 15-game lead and look at, you know, in a real World Series matchup, like against these NL opponents, you want to be able to win. You don't want to just be, it's not good enough to just get there at this point with the team that we have. We talked about in the last episode that we want to fully blow up the farm pretty much to get marginally better and actually be able to win the damn thing. Like we've noticed in the past 10 years, it's not, I'm tired of just getting there. You really have to look at these other teams. And when you see Tyone getting messed up by teams that you will face, the Red Sox and the Astros, Rays as well, probably, but like those specific two that he just got roughed up against, that's a real issue. So like everybody's talking about the outfield as being a big issue, and we'll talk about that in the trade deadline piece of this episode in the back half. But I know we have talked about going after pitching like Frankie Montas and other pitchers of the like, but I don't know. I think it's this definitely. You're right. It could not have come at a better time that we needed to see this. I'm honestly a little bit happy about this because obviously I'd be happier if he continued to pitch good. But if it was going to show its fucking ugly head, I'd rather show it now and we can fix the problem or get depth than finding out in the playoffs that he just can't do it. So
this isn't even to say that he's not going to be a staple in the rotation for the rest of the year or anything like that. I think if you end up going and getting a frontline starter, there's tons of possibilities that can happen. He's not going to stop pitching for the Yankees. He's going to be starting games, and that's fine. He's a good pitcher. He's fine. He's exactly what we need him to be. He's coming back down to earth as a 4 or 5 starter. That's what we wanted out of him. That was our expectation. He far exceeded that in the first half.